And I'm back with more Spirit of Justice. I got it right this time. And I also got right the true face of Andistan'dhin. He went from a hippie to a metal god. Let's go. Feel the heat of my brutal death beat. Savage, right? Sweating bullet, ain't you? Love the Megadeth reference. Screams of my soul are gonna make a mosh pit out of this peanut gallery. Did he really just win the court over with his performance? Yo, geezer, I got something to testify. Get ready for the howling of my soul! I call this chart topper Soul Screaming Truth. Yeah! The priestess's dance had come to an end! To the music storeroom! My way did I win! Death truth is what you dread! Hear me shred! From my spot in front of the storeroom, I saw Albie creeping in the treasure room. And trailing from behind, hound on the scent, I saw pot roll after Albie he went. Me and my girl, innocent and sweet, back in the storeroom, can't be beat. Then out with the power, tickets at midnight, blackest than blackest night, robbing all sight. Yeah, baby! Let the soul metal flow! I'm also trying not to scream too much. I know it's like 6 p.m., but still. What is this music? I've never heard anything like it! It's just so fast it's making my head spin! This is Damalian metal! Damalon metal! Nah! Hey, yo! How are those ears ringing? I don't know much about music, but I got chills, and they're multiplying. Well, you need to get out more. You scared lawyer man. Run away as fast as you can. Or as like Kefka would say, run or you'll be well done. What a wonderful rhythm! The perfect accompaniment to further deliberations. Now, Mr. Andistan'dhin, what did you go to the music storeroom for? Hey, I went to put my Damalon away. She's my precious partner. Gotta give her a good rest if they're playing in that right. But then why did you lie? Because you'd send me to hell. Huh? We all know lawyers and their lying lawyerly ways. Am I right, people? If I admitted I went to the storeroom, he'd have me trumped up on a false charge. I didn't want to get sent to hell. What do you say? He's right. That so would have happened. Now I see why that Defense Culpability Act was passed. You feeling me, Kurain? Yeah, you said it. Is it too much to ask for a low-key trial? How are you punks ready to rock or what? I can't hear you! You ready to teach this lying lawyer how we do things around here? Yeah! Alright! And I'm gonna lay it on one more time. The screaming truth of my soul. My voice needs a break, though. Holy fucking shit. Oh boy. Okay, so first and sixth statements. Alright, yeah, so first and sixth.
Hold it!
You say you went to the music storeroom? But how do we know you didn't go there to the treasure room to steal the treasure instead? What grounds would you have me base that accusation? Got anything to show for it? He's right. I don't really have any proof, and yet... Well, you can't prove you didn't go! Phoenix? You stole the treasure and were ready to make your getaway when you saw Mr. Roll. So you panicked and ran into the music storeroom. Why do I feel like I'm being stabbed by icy stares? This silence is your answer, lawyer man. The audience knows the score. Just what we needed. A moment of silence to bid this lawyer's baseless claim goodbye. Why do they have to hate lawyers so much in this country? I said it before, and I'll say it again, lawyer man. After the priestess's dance, I went to the music storeroom. Okay, so this is the second statement. Alright, so that's second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth.
Hold it!
It's too bad he didn't say 2 minutes to midnight, then I would have really been happy. Anyway, where were you when the power outage occurred? Like I said, I was in the music storeroom. My girl had been sounding a little off, so I had to get her back in tune. Isn't it true you were actually in the hallway? The hallway, you say? Why would I be in the hallway? You were waiting for Mr. Roll to come back from his patrol of the treasure room. Now that he discovered the treasure had been stolen, you were gonna kill him. Lawyer man, just as always, so full of bull. Spewing noxious lies and pulling the wool. Filthy liar through and through. And I ain't never, ever gonna forgive you. God damn it, no. No, I can't do the pain voice with this. Hey, nice, prosecutor. You picking up what I'm throwing down. Somebody stop their jam session, please. You made your assertions clear, defense, but your argument is unsubstantiated. That's not good, is it? What's so funny? Nevertheless, the possibility's still there. You can't deny the witness could have killed the victim under cover of darkness. You're forgetting one very important thing. Huh? It seems you've forgotten that the outage happened by chance, not design. Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. I did forget about that. It's not like the witness planned the outage to take advantage of darkness. And without darkness, it would have been hard to sneak up behind Mr. Roll and kill him. You're right. Even I would notice someone coming up from behind me. Well, defense, what do you have to say about that? What can I say about that? Mr. Wright, your claim is completely without merit. Unless you want to argue that the witness somehow magically made the outage happen. Or maybe not magically, but... Wait, that's it. I contend the witness could have made the power outage happen. With no magic necessary. What? You have a theory? All he had to do was make use of something shown in the diagram. Gee, I wonder what he used to make the power outage happen.
Take that!
Ah, shit. Okay, so first option. Okay, cool. The witness was in the storeroom. The circuit box was in the storeroom end of the hallway. There's nothing really magical about turning off the breaker, wouldn't you say? Nice try. The theory doesn't hold water, lawyer man. And why not? You're saying I turned the breaker off and then snuck up on Mr. Roll and hit him? In pitch black darkness with no source of light whatsoever? Is that what you're saying? With the lights off, the hallways blacker than 100 midnights. Can't see the hand in front of your face! How could anyone commit murder like that? Unless somebody's standing right in front of the victim, like the accused. I hate when he's right. I can't just let his point stand. Well, maybe the victim was holding something that served as a guide? A guide through the darkness? That's a cool name for a song, actually. I wonder if anybody's ever done that. Something? That's more than a little vague, wouldn't you agree? You ain't gotta move this room with a half-baked punch like that, bro. You gotta hit him hard. I gotta do that again. You gotta hit him hard. Really make him feel it, you hear me? Just like my verse, baby. Woo! I wasn't gonna do the Ric Flair woo, not with this guy. Woo, baby! Yeah, let's go! Maybe a Rob Zombie woo? I don't know. Well, I'm afraid I don't understand the witness's lyrics very well either. But in a trial, your arguments have to be clear and precise. Let's see some of this clarity and precision. Oh, what do I do? Can you present to us something that can have served as a guide? The treasure. I can! Because there has to be something. Alright, let's see what you have. What could the victim have been holding that served as a guide through the darkness?
Take that!
I believe the victim was holding the treasure box. Huh? 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 Have you gone mad? Well, the box glows in the dark, so you could sort of use it as a beacon. Well, I guess you're right. But why in the world would the victim be holding the treasure box? Oh, well, because your guess is as good as mine. What is this lawyer talking about? Nonsense and lies yet again. Just give him the death penalty already. Is there no way to win them over? Defense. Are we getting to be needing those tongue shears after all? No, your magistrate. Yeah, man, do it! Do it! Then we could jam out to this lawyer's shrieks of pain. Better get those screams of agony out now, lawyer man! While you still got a tongue to scream with. I, better come up with a reason. There's no pressure or anything. I like my tongue. I'll be talking a kid. It's a flag. Anyway, as to why the victim was holding the treasure box. It can easily be explained as thus. Brain, don't fail me now. What reason could the victim possibly have had to be holding the treasure box? The victim was holding the treasure box because he was the thief. An idea I just happened to stumble upon, but I think it might be the answer. And it would turn this whole trial upside down. Hello, defense, are you still with us? Let's hear this easy explanation you promised. Isn't it possible that it was because the victim himself was the thief? The victim? The thief? What kind of bull are you spewing now? Your Majesty, this guy's off his rocker. If the victim was the thief, everything we've learned so far would make sense. And it would give us a completely new way to interpret the victim's actions. After the morning dance of devotion, Mr. Roll went to the treasure room. He grabbed the box that contained the treasure and started to take off with it. But when he ran into Albie on the Great Stairs, he pulled his gun on Albie. And then, when the blackout occurred, Mr. Roll was bludgeoned to death in the darkness. This explains why the victim was holding the glowing treasure box in the dark. And that's how it would have been possible for someone other than the accused to kill him. Do you have any idea what you're saying? You're unbelievable, lawyer man. I think you lost it. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Roll trying to roll the temple? That devout believer? That pious Korainist? I won't allow you to disparage the victim's departed soul with unfounded allegations. I hope you're prepared to back up your claim. Of course, Your Majesty. Oh, really? In that case, can we assume you have proof? Uh-oh. Proof, huh? Do I have any? The top hatch. I can't back down now. I have proof. In my dreams. The proof that Mr. Roll was the thief may have been left behind by a certain piece of evidence. Very well. Let's see your evidence and be ready to stand behind it. Footprints, fingerprints, I'll take anything. I need proof. Something that would have been involved. I might still have some trace evidence left on it. What proof do you have the victim might have been the thief?
Take that!
The defense would like to examine the treasure box. There might be trace evidence on it that would show the victim had held it. Might? You'd better hope you turn something more definitive than that, defense. Yes, sure, Your Majesty. Very well. Bailiff, bring the treasure box. Well, that sure as shit looks like a bloodstain to me. That's a big-ass bloodstain. There you are, defense. You're free to examine it. If I don't find something now, my entire arguments up to this point will be blown. Plus, then there's that whole little matter of the old tongue shears. I gotta find something. I just have to. Of course I know how to examine the thing. I rotate it with blah 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 blah, and then I use blah 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 to get a better look. Okay, so examine the bloodstain, present crime photo. The lid on the box was forced open. But while the victim was holding the box, the lid must have closed. I'll try closing the lid too. Hey! What? You son of a... You locked it! So? What's the big deal? I thought you can open it with that key. Yeah, I can! No sweat! And why is there a bucket load dripping off you over there? I think I'd like to open this box back up. Could you lend me your Magatama key? Sure! Okay, let's see. Where's this keyhole? Well, it's the Magatama key. So wouldn't it go in the hole above the Magatama mark? It won't open. Would you look at that? Thief must have busted the lock when he forced it open. Really? Well, I'm not so sure about that. Okay. Okay. In any case, I better take another good look. I gotta find some proof the victim was holding the box. That looks like a handprint to me. This bloodstain shows the outline of a hand. Could this be what I've been looking for? Your Majesty, take a look at this. There's a bloodstain here that's in the outline of a shape of a hand. Really? Let me see that. Oh my! You're right! Now I'm getting somewhere. I believe the bloodstain is an outline from the victim's hand as he was holding the box. What?! Even as he was being struck, he held on tight to the precious treasure box. After all, he'd gone through all the trouble to steal it. The blood from this head wound splattered across his hand and onto the box. Your Majesty, don't let yourself be taken in. This is more of his loyalty deceit. What do you mean? Mr. Wright, where is your proof that the outline is of that victim's hand? What? Should have seen this coming. Either show proof or prepare to meet the shears. Or you could save us all some time and bite your tongue now and submit it instead. That I did not see coming. Well, defense, how about it? Do you have proof that the outline is on the victim's hand? Is that of the victim's hand? What would even proof of something like that even be? Please submit your evidence this time. What evidence shows the outline of the treasure box was that on the victim's hand?
Take that!
I got it! This is the evidence I've been looking for to save my beloved tongue. Mr. Payne, despite your claims about my forked tongue, it just so happens I have the proof you require. You do? It's right here in the crime photo. It is where? Point it out! What proves the bloodstain outline could have been of the victim's hand? Well, this sure looks like it. Yeah, looks like it alright. Anyway, Mr. Payne, take a look at the... Mr. Payne, take a good look at the victim's hand. See this? That's blood. What? If we place Mr. Roll's hand inside the bloody outline, you think the blood on his hand would complete the splatter? Exactly. Here goes nothing. And if they do form one complete splatter, it would prove my theory correct. Then the victim really was holding the box. I'm willing to bet my life on it. The defense reasserts that the victim was the thief who stole the treasure box. You can't be serious! I protest! There's no way that would ever match up. I assert that it's patently impossible for... Ow! Talk about tongue karma. Sounds like you bit his. What's the matter, Mr. Payne? Did your forked tongue get tangled up in there? Or were you trying to submit your own tongue to the court? I can hardly believe it. Apparently not everything out of the defense's mouth is a bluff. Of course not, Your Majesty. This tongue doesn't lie. About 10% of the time, maybe it does. And I'd like to continue to use my tongue in the future too, if you don't mind. You never has to know it really was a bluff. No, not Mr. Roll. I can't believe it. I'm sorry, Albie. I know it's upsetting news. He must have needed that money badly, probably to support his family. After all, he's given up on his dream of becoming a monk to help them. So that's the thing Mr. Roll would say to me. Yeah, he was probably warning you to not end up with a thief. Mr. Roll.
Objection!
Now, wait just a minute. If the victim was a thief, he was holding the treasure box. And that means Mr. Roll was holding the murder weapon when he was killed. That's a very good point. It doesn't make much sense.
Objection!
If the victim was holding the treasure box, it couldn't have been the murder weapon. Which means the real murder weapon must have been something else. The real murder weapon was something else? The blood that we thought had gotten into the box was when the box used as a weapon. But it turns out that wasn't the case. The blood splattered onto the treasure box the victim was holding. When it was struck with the real weapon, that's what really happened. Isn't that right, Mr. Andistan'dhin? Are you insinuating I'm the one who used this real weapon? Are you saying I'm wrong in my understanding? You got me riled up, lawyer man. I feel a song coming on. Looking for a weapon that just don't exist. Pathetic lawyer man. Drop into the abyss. Despicable lawyer man, you make me sick. You could disappear just like a magic trick. Worthless lawyer man, done in by a weapon. For you miserable wretch, hell doth beckon. Yeah! I know I don't need to remind you, defense, that your life is on the line. I know, your majesty. Yet you're prepared to risk it on this mere idea of a real murder weapon? Death to the lawyer! This is it. The moment of truth. I can't back down, not now. Yes, your majesty. I'm confident the real murder weapon does exist. Shink. That's a bold claim, Mr. Wright. Now let's see you back it up. Show us which piece of evidence points to the real murder weapon. Gladly, if I knew which one it was. What would somebody like Andistan'dhin use to bludgeon someone? Now then, defense, please submit your evidence to the court. Yeah! Let's see you do it, lawyer man! Let's see this thing that shows the real murder weapon.
Take that!
What I'm about to present is really nothing more than a possibility. But this thin thread's all I got. Allow me to direct the court's attention to this photo of this morning's dance of devotion. That photo, how is that going to help you? There's something about it that doesn't sit right with me. Oh, yeah? And what's this something, huh? This thing here is odd, to say the least.
Take that!
Mr. Andistan'dhin, why is the instrument you're holding different from the one you're playing in the photo? Would you look at that? They're completely different shapes. I believe you said your Damalon was your one and only. Well, Mr. Andistan'dhin, do you have something to say to that? Oh, Jesus, there's a lot here. I'm probably going to wait for the cross-examination bit. I got nothing to say. Then allow me to answer for you. They're different because the one in the photo is no longer in playable condition. Oh! Not after you used it to bludgeon Mr. Roll to death. My old partner wasn't doing so hot, so I brought her sister along. That's all! Not a big deal, lawyer man. In that case, please submit your old Domelon to this court as evidence. Too bad. You're too late. I got rid of her yesterday. You what? Burned her up with the rest of the trash. Ashes to ashes, baby. No! He's already destroyed the evidence. And I see more trash right here in the court that needs to burn in the fires of hell. Yeah. Lawyer trash. There's no proof to show. Oh, come on. That was pathetic. Your agony could sound better than that. Where's that great scream of yours? This can't be how it ends. I think I've heard enough. It seems the defense was unable to produce the evidence needs to prove its assertion. But, Your Majesty, that's only because the witness destroyed it. Evidence is everything in court. Don't tell me you've forgotten this most fundamental principle of our profession. Without sufficient proof, your claim that Mr. Andistan'dhin is the murderer is no more than conjecture. That's the pained expression I've been looking for. By the way, there seems to be one more thing you're forgetting. What is it now? You accused Mr. Andistan'dhin of being the thief, but the real thief turned out to be the victim. Uh-oh. And with that, Mr. Andistan'dhin's purported motive for murder goes out the window. Great point, prosecutor. You tell him. If I'd been there, I would have just collared Roll and gotten the treasure back. Treasure back. There wasn't any reason for me to kill him. Now, was there? There's no good counter-argument to that. It sounds to me like Mr. Andistan'dhin has been completely wrongfully accused. Unfortunate as it may be, I think it's time to hand down the verdict. Not good. Not good. Defense, I trust you understand that you yourself will receive for taking on this case. So, what am I gonna do? Murder weapon's been destroyed, and now I've got no motive. We're always gonna be convicted, and I'll lose my life too. Mr. Wright, you've wasted this court's time and disparaged everything we held sacred. We should charge you with Lee's Majesty in addition to the crime of abetting the accused. Yeah. You should pay for desecrating my good name. Bye-bye, lawyer man. Time for you to do some repenting in the Twilight Realm. This guy's guilty as sin. I just know it. He must have some reason to kill Mr. Roll, but what? Come on, people! Let me hear you scream and shout! Time to take this lawyer trash out. Nice play on We Will Rock You there. There's nothing to do at this time in this case is to turn my thinking around. I shouldn't be trying to figure out what Andistan'dhin's motive was. I should be thinking of what kind of situation would give him a motive. Did you steal it? We know that Mr. Roll was the thief and he'd gotten his hands on the box. So then why? Why in the world did he ask Albie that question? What about the treasure box would have prompted him to... Oh! Defense, what's gotten into you? Now I get it. It all makes sense. Like Paul Kunkum, man! What you trying to say? Muttering and squealing to yourself? Sounds like you knocked something loose upstairs. Your Majesty! Please hold off on that ruling just a little while longer. Don't tell me you're going to start begging for your life now. No, Your Majesty, that's not it. It's just, there's something I realized. It was something important. We've been operating under a serious misconception this entire time. A misconception, you say? That's right. A mistaken notion about the treasure box. Could this really be true? If so, there's still a lot left to figure out. Very well, I'll hear what you have to say. Thank you. Your Majesty, this is just more of his nonsense. He's stalling for time. This is your last chance, Defense. The second I find something really is nothing but nonsense, no amount of begging will stay my hand. Understand? Yes, Your Majesty. We all know how this is going to be another one of your stupid bluffs. Now then, Defense, what is this misconception you mentioned? The thing we didn't realize about the treasure box is it was empty. What if the treasure box is already empty from the start? What? What? Please recall that when Mr. Roll ran into Albie in the Great Stairs, he asked the boy a question. Also recall that Mr. Roll was holding the treasure box at the time. So why then did he ask Albie the question that he did? That is a bit peculiar, isn't it? Not at all, Your Majesty, not when you realize that by the time Mr. Roll got to the treasure room, the treasure box was already empty. I beg your pardon. Mr. Roll suspected Albie had gotten to it first, which is why he confronted him the way he did when he ran into the boy in the stairs. But how would the victim have known the treasure box was empty? He didn't have any way of opening it. Once a year, the victim had the duty of carrying the treasure box to the palace. He would have been able to tell by the weight when he lifted that the box was empty. I see. I suppose he would have been able to tell, wouldn't he? Mr. Roll most likely decided to at least steal the empty box. It's an important historical artifact in and of itself, after all. But what's your point, Mr. Wright? What does any of this have to do with Mr. Andistan'dhin? My point is this. It gave Mr. Andistan'dhin a motive to murder the victim. A motive? Mr. Andistan'dhin, keeping the treasure safe is one of your duties, isn't it? So if anyone had found out that the treasure had been missing, you would have been accused of incompetence. From the moment Mr. Roll discovered the treasure was gone, his fate was sealed. Because you decided then they needed to be silenced forever. But that's absurd! Can you believe the stuff that comes out of this guy's mouth? This is all just a colossal joke! So then what really happened to the treasure? It had been stolen long before the incident occurred. By Mr. Pees'lubn and Andistan'dhin himself. Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to accuse Mr. Andistan'dhin? Your Majesty, please don't listen to any of the trumped-up charges. The defense is grasping.
Objection!
The treasure box can only be opened by the key that Mr. Andistan'dhin holds. Who else could have stolen the treasure? As I said, the accused stole the treasure by forcing open the box. Your Majesty, I call for a swift ruling. I'm not ready to give my verdict yet. What? The defense has successfully presented a new possibility. Finally, a tiny shred of hope. Mr. Andistan'dhin, would you care to make any statements in response to the defense's claims? This is all bull! My noggin's a rage cage and I'm ready to explode, baby! Instructor Andistan'dhin, please calm yourself. I'm not gonna take it. No, I ain't gonna take it! I dutifully watched over that treasure with pride. And now I'm getting accused of stealing it? This lawyer is a lying scumbag! You better believe I got something to say. Open up your ear holes, people! As opposed to the other end. Let's rock! But for me, I need to take a break because my voice is dying due to this guy. So give me a few minutes to rest up a little bit, and I'll be back to finish this in the next episode.